Let's call the Blair Township Board of Trustees regular meeting, January 11th, 2022, to order. Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Fitzpatrick. Zeitz.
Here.
Campbell. Here. Blonsheim. Here. Wolfgang.
Here.
Please. And Kuchar.
Both absent
Both absent.
and have called in. Brief public input. Approval of the agenda.
I would move to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the agenda as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Declaration of conflict of interest. No conflicts. Presentation and special reports. Great Harris County Commissioners report. Like I said, Brad called. He was attending Garfield's meeting first. And as soon as he's done there, he'll head out here. Community Police Officer.
Hello, good evening. December 2021, a report for Blair Township. Personal stats. Now I did get very sick with COVID, got pneumonia, so it was almost like 2 weeks, and then I was off for the holidays. 0 arrests, 0 citations. It might have had a little something to do with it. Complaints 34, traffic crashes 4, warrants obtained 5, warrants declined 3. All of the liquor inspections were completed. There's 14 of them in our township. First thing, update the contractor that stole all that money from a lady on Sadie Lane and then the lighthouse. And it was actually almost $30,000. That's a typo. So it was more money than that. Our jail lifted the restrictions in January so we can arrest anybody we want now. So I called the fugitive team and they just missed him last week at his girlfriend's house. But now he went to Florida, they believe. So, but he'll be back because he has 2 families, girlfriends and sets of kids here. So, and then the other man that stole the power tools back in September, the fugitive team looked for him actively last week for me, and they think he's in Flint now. So, but they always find him. So, at least they have in the past. They've never not gotten someone. 2 sexual assaults were reported in December. The first one I took, it happened, you can see there, in 2013 and 2015, well, in that time frame. But the victim now lives in Detroit, and so is the suspect and all their family, so it's just hard for me to drive down there, and it's easier for our detectives to drive down there, so I gave it to them. It looks like she was pretty young when it happened, so not a good situation. I'm still investigating assault that was reported on the 31st. A lady in our township reported that her ex-boyfriend raped her in August of 2021. She did report injuries and everything like that, so still working on that, and I have an interview with him on this Saturday. We just scheduled that today. Any questions? Thank you.
Glad you're feeling better.
Thank you, I am too. I've never been that sick in my life, so
Wow.
I'm happy.
Treasurer's report.
Okay, general fund, 4,281,512. Public safety fund, 636,942. Ambulance fund is 729,440. Metro Act fund is 17,234. Liquor law enforcement fund is 35,187. Milfoil fund is 12,685. Sewer fund is 1,795,381. Water fund is $2,547,088. Current tax collections is $243,478. And payroll fund is $954 for a total of $10,299,900.61.
Thank you. Thanks.
Let's slide you in instead of doing under correspondence. Do you want to just give your report?
Now?
Yeah.
I thought that's what we were gonna do.
Not ready.
So, I told him today, the last one was a little over an hour, I'll try to keep us about an hour and 45 minutes.
Good.
I just want to know what our 1979 wildfire is.
Our wildfire truck.
Well, you don't have truck, you just have wildfire. It sounds like a sports car. Gonna go jump in my wildfire.
Wow.
Emergency Services Director,
Sounds like a
sports
horse
car.
to me.
How many horsepower is your wildfire?
Power on. Bluetooth.
I synced this to the
Bluetooth
computer all by
connected.
myself.
Oh my gosh.
Well, let's wait and see if it works before we get,
So, Robbie Brzbilski went to the chief and asked if he could do a year-end summary of our calls. And chief worked with him, gave him the stats. And Robbie has his own personal camera on his fire helmet. So he put together an awesome video.
Nice.
Excellent.
And
Yeah.
keep in mind, this is just one person and the calls that he was on, not all the other ones. But it gives a really awesome video, gives all the stats.
so this isn't even on our agenda?
No.
No, Robbie just came to Eric and asked if he could put this together.
This was last, yeah, this was.
Yeah, Eric's just giving us a sneak preview because he's putting together presentations once they start having public open houses. He's running this under his announcements and correspondence.
Oh. Wow. That was impressive.
Golden Globe goes to Eric Sounsel.
No, this is all Robbie.
That was great.
That was very impressive.
Wow.
Power off.
He was doing that under our announcements and correspondence, just to give us a sneak preview of stuff that they're starting to work on. So when we start having public open houses and meeting and reaching out to subdivision associations, there's little video presentations.
They're dying to put this on our Facebook. Yeah, no, you gotta wait till after we get what the board and see that first.
Yeah, that is impressive.
Very good.
Yeah.
MTA conference is in Lansing, April 25th through the 28th, 2022. Did everybody receive notification from MTA and? And so far, it sounds like they're doing in person. It might change, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't read. if
They're doing
requiring-
both ways.
Yeah, they're doing both, but are they requiring proof of
No,
vaccination?
no, nope.
Okay.
They dropped that after the seminars didn't get a lot and they got a
Okay.
lot of complaints and.
On December 9th, we held our first ARPA Funds Public Open House. We had 4 people in attendance. Water Loss Committee update.
Do you want to give it?
Sure. We're meeting January 21st on Friday at 9 a.m. with BSNA to go over all of our questions that we have. So if any of you have any questions that you might want to throw at us that we can ask, they're going to take us through the whole process of how this whole thing works and why it's not doing what we would like it to do. So right now, rather than having any meetings, we're just waiting for them, and I asked everybody to prepare before that meeting to have all their questions ready to go. That's where we're at.
Is it like a half a day that they're planning on being
I'm not
there,
sure
or-
how long it starts at 9.
It says 9 to 4.
9 to 4?
9 to 4.
Yeah.
Better than 9 to 5.
It probably will depend on how many questions.
Yeah. Well, I think we'll have a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
had,
might want to think about bringing in pizza or something that day.
that's on you.
Yeah. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, we had a big water loss again for last month. It was like 58% supposedly, according to, I don't know if that's accurate, that's hopefully.
That's our biggest question is how accurate is the numbers.
Those are huge losses.
I know.
I mean, I just can't believe that somewhere we're losing that. It's gotta be in either the meters or the software somehow.
Billing, right. Hopefully you guys can figure it out.
We will.
Matt Jerome has requested 2 formal hearings on township junk ordinance violations. And we don't know for sure, so without saying too much negative, but it doesn't sound like any of the townships, not just Blair Township, but any of the townships are having a whole lot of support from the magistrate. And we've got 2 places where he has violated, I think the ticket that, Karczewski just left. I want to say it was ticket number 7 to one of the places, and at least ticket number 4 to the second place. Karczewski delivers those. The one place is pretty aggressive towards Matt when he's anyways, we're gonna request a formal hearing, which will bypass the magistrate, and we're going straight to court, which means we have to take our township attorney, even though Matt has been in court and has presented, that's just one of the rules that the attorney has to be present, and he'll go right in front of a judge.
Now, why is the magistrate being such a jerk about it?
Not sure, we're gonna discuss that, that's our item of discussion tomorrow at the supervisors meeting. And it's not just our township.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because we have enforcement officers now. Most of the other townships have at least a part-time enforcement officer. And the townships are following up. But when it gets to the magistrate level, there's no repercussions, so.
Nothing happens.
And nothing happens. So these
Yeah.
people are literally just laughing, like, what are you gonna do about it? So we're skipping the magistrate and
Good.
have requested 2 formal. Anybody else have any announcements or correspondence? Cindy had said, she spoke to somebody who called today, new to our township, and he was inquiring about garbage service and wondering if Blair Township was like some of the other townships and just had a 1-unit garbage hauler. And she told him no. She recommended that he attend a township board meeting and speak in public input. I still think that's something that we should put on our radar and start thinking about and looking into. I know some people won't like it, but I think for the cost of it, if you go to a one unit hauler, prices decrease. And, you know, we could look at doing the 1 large item pickup free each month. So the chair that's sitting alongside the road would actually get picked up and not just recycle. And it saves on our roads. It saves on the deterioration of our roads and the shoulder of the roads. So I think that's something that we should.
Are you thinking, because this was tried at one time in the past, and I don't know how Garfield does it, if the whole township is required to use this, or if
It's individual.
It's
If
the
you want garbage
individual
service,
choice.
this is who you use. Yeah, you wouldn't be forced to force people
Right,
to
and-
receive garbage service, and that's what
and then
this
it wouldn't
township
be
tried
put
to
on
do
their
last
tax
time.
bill. Yeah.
Yes, and it was met with resistance because there was a lot of people who had garbage service elsewhere, like, for example, myself. We have a dumpster at our shop.
Right.
Yeah, it was done totally different. I know Peninsula does it, Garfield does it, East Bay does it. I can talk to the other supervisors tomorrow too, but I still think it's.
City has one carrier too.
You do?
The city.
The city has one carrier? What about you guys? No?
No.
Okay. But I think if we could show a cost savings to the people who do use garbage service,
I would like it.
I know the road commission would like it.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that we should start thinking about and looking into. Mhm.
The city had to because of their alleys.
Oh,
The way
yeah,
going across the alleys would kill them.
yeah. Well, our shoulders of our roads, Sawyer Road, Vance Road, East and West Mobile, yeah. Okay, item 9, consent calendar. The purpose of the consent calendar is to expedite business by grouping non-controversial items together to be dealt with in one board motion without discussion. Any member of the board may ask that any item of the consent calendar be removed and placed elsewhere on the agenda for full discussion. Such requests will be automatically respected. Does anybody have anything they'd like removed?
I would move to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the consent calendar as presented. Roll call?
Seitz,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Glenshine,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Unfinished business. New business. Resolution number 2022-01, performance resolution for municipalities.
This is a resolution we have to pass every, I think it's 10 years, something like that, for work in the right of way.
So this is just like a renewal thing?
Yeah. Yeah. An individual permit for use of state highway right away. I make the motion to adopt Resolution 2022-01, the performance resolution for municipalities as presented.
Support.
Any further discussion? Roll call.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Zeitz,
Yes.
Fleischheim.
Yes. Item 2, recommendation of hiring JML Design Group of Architect of Record for Emergency Services New Station. You can see in Eric's report, I'm sure I read it. Dennis, Roger, Eric, and myself met and went over the 4 proposals that we received for architectural services. 4 or 5? 4. Yeah. There's 2 groups. Anyway, we did the pros and cons for each of them. And the general consensus was to make this recommendation to the board to go with JML Designs. I think one of the biggest, number 1, was that he's local. He's right, Grand Traverse County. His contractors and the people that work with him are all local, so there'd be no travel. He's very familiar with Grand Traverse County Construction Code rules and regulations, which we're learning and hearing from our neighboring departments who are building, the importance of having an architect who knows our local county construction code rules and regulations. We've worked with him before. He's done a lot of work already for us. He helped us seal the deal on the TCAPS property. And his prices are right in the same ballpark. Do you guys have
Yeah.
anything to?
Yeah, no, they were all very good, but there's 2 that was outstanding. This one was like the star. Yeah, it was just covered all bases. And, you know, not just being local, but very proactive on what they do.
Yeah, I think was our runner-up the one out of Gaylord? Yeah.
I would move to approve hiring JML Design Group as architect of record for the new Blair Township Emergency Service Station.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to hire JM Design Group of Architect for a Record for Emergency Services New Station. And part of the reason for actually getting this hiring done now is we need to have, well, number 1, the building designed and built, and then a dollar amount on it, so Eric can continue to figure out how we're gonna pay for it. You know, whether we're gonna look at going out for an EMS millage, special assessment, both, but we've gotta have the dollar amount that we're looking at in order to keep moving forward, which we desperately need to do. Roll call?
Zeitz,
Yes.
Fleischheim,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Wolfgang.
Yes.
Item 3, amendment to the fire protection contract with Mayfield Township.
So the Buckley EMS no longer transporting mutual contracts with Blair, Buckley, and Perry. So the last couple months I've done the review and said, well, we're having to absorb the coverage area that Buckley EMS provided, so putting the millage money up equally is no longer right. So they have an amendment to the contract to split it 40-40-20. Before it was 33-33-34. So it'll be an amendment and a contractual for approval.
So who's 40-40-20?
Blair is 40, Paradise is 40, so Blair and Paradise are each absorbing part of that coverage into Mayfield Township.
Mhm.
And because Buckley is only providing fire services, they're getting 20.
I move to approve the amendment to the fire protection contract with Mayfield Township as presented.
Support.
It's been moved and supported to amend the fire protection contract with Mayfield Township as
Thank you.
presented. Any further discussion? Did you have a meeting with them tonight?
No, tonight was
Tonight was in Wexford, okay. Roll call?
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Zeitz,
Yes.
Landshine.
Yes.
Campbell.
Yes.
I see Brad snuck in.
You can finish up if you want, because you only got a couple.
Yeah, we're just about done. Hiring of Kayleen Marie Scott as a paid-on-call employee.
Kayleen lives in the Meadow Lane Trailer Park. She just finished her EMT class. I checked with Daryl, double checked with Daryl today. She's got her national registry. She's currently in fire school, so all her school is paid for. And he suggests she's worth giving a shot. Captain Krupp and Allman interviewed her and
Great.
said she's worth bringing up.
I make the motion to approve the hiring of Kayleen Marie Scott as a probationary paid-on-call employee.
Support.
Any further discussion? I won't say it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item 5. I don't know if you guys had a chance to review this while you were sitting here. The Township Newsletter.
All right, okay. So during the Christmas break, I had a thought that we should send out something to our residents. And even if we do it once a year, it's still something. And we did get a couple calls that people were upset that they didn't know we were closed on the dates we were closed. So I went to Nicole, I said, what do you think about this? She said, I think it's a good idea. So I started it, and then she came in a couple different times and sat down with me, and we finished it together.
We kind of said, you know, if we're gonna send something out and pay to have it sent out, let's make it really informative.
Right, not the same stuff, you know, trying to get it from the different departments, and then it's not really, it's just info, it's just there, it's not really something. Right, so we wanted information that people really need to know, like the dates of what's coming up this year. The meetings are on the back. I thought the staff directory was very crucial for people to know. And that, so I know we'll probably have to move some money. I asked Maple River today about how much this will cost. And for $5,000, which we'll have to send out, I think 4,600. I always order extra to have at the counters. It'll be around 2,400 approximately. So we'll probably end up asking to move monies to pay for this. But I just think it's a good idea. I just think reaching out to them, giving them dates, giving them information.
Well, the inside is really full of things that have happened over the last year. Not everybody knows about the TCAP property acquisition that we received. 130 acres being donated to the township. is pretty important, and we're starting to look at financing for a new emergency services department and moving the emergency services department from this location to a centralized location. That's in there. It's got the emergency services call statistics. It's got some congratulations to some really significant certifications that a couple of our full-time paramedic firefighters have received. It's got Grand Traverse County Road's phone number for questions and concerns about the roundabout at River Road. It's got the ARPA funds mentioned in it and us wanting to have more open houses. It's got the free recycling, TB information, hazardous waste. It's got our fitness court. Not everybody knows that we even have a fitness court out here. I kudos, Trace. I'm
Yeah,
super
did-
proud of this.
we did good.
It's-
Yes, it's full of great
It was-
information.
Yeah,
And it's something I think or not everybody, but the majority of people will read this.
yeah, I think so
Like
too.
that.
And I can see them putting it on their refrigerator,
Yeah.
this
Mhm.
first page, with all the important dates.
Yeah,
And then call you, ask you about the dates that are on there because they want to make sure
And-
it is what you
yeah.
said.
yeah.
And I just have to say with Tracy, bless her heart, because she thought about this over Christmas break, and this was something with having these dates that was super important to her. And her skill for this computer program, she's good. And when she showed it to me, then I can come in and plop down alongside of her and say, okay, well, if we're gonna do this, let's do this, this, this. And the next thing I know, I've got her, what she had is page 2, now it's over on page 3.
Yeah.
But she can just click on things and move things around, and she does it without, well, she did tell me I would be a horrible school teacher because I use a red pen.
Yeah, she scribbles everything in red. Like,
But
it would be horrible.
It was fun, it was fun, it was fun
Yeah.
thinking of things to put in here with you, it was fun.
Yeah, and I just felt, I know we said we weren't gonna do them, and I was fine with that, but I just felt we needed to do this.
I think it's important. One,
Yeah.
two.
Right, yeah, and, I mean, it really didn't take, it took more time because Jake being off sick. But it really wasn't that time consuming, once we knew what we wanted and how we, and I mean, like we did, and over the weekend, we texted back and forth and was like, you know, I was thinking about this and I was thinking about that, and she's like, yeah, me too, and I was like, so, I mean, it evolved even through today, so. I'm not gonna send this to the printer until Friday, so if anybody has any comments, things that they think should be added or taken out, just let me know, cause we can move things around.
Well, my phone number's wrong. That's my.
Oh.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why would you say anything?
Pardon?
What's your phone number? that you-
649-4054. The other one was a landline in the garbage.
But that's the stuff
Yeah.
Tracy's talking about, is really check your phone numbers.
Yeah.
I know Eric had corrected emergency services phone number.
And yeah, we have, and this is gonna help me for the website too, cause a lot of these numbers I got off the website,
Yeah.
so I'll correct them on there too.
And that's cool. The Township Park walking path is clear out here. That's fantastic.
You can testify, it is being used every single day by walkers.
Knew it'd be used, but I'm totally amazed at how much it is actually getting
Mhm.
used with it going
Yep.
on.
Yep.
How long is it around there?
3/4 of a mile, I think.
So
I thought it was 7/8.
Seven points.
Good.
The other part that amazes me is people are still out there playing frisbee golf.
Right?
There's a winter league.
Yeah.
There is?
Yeah,
How do they find it in the snow?
it's funny that you say that, because
They're
that
all
was
red.
one of the additions that Tracy and I thought of over the weekend, and we added that on here, open all year.
I
Yeah.
think last week somebody was out there with a rake so they could find their.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fixing the greens.
Yeah.
Right.
So do we need to make a motion, or do we need to wait until next month to make a motion to move money?
We'll move
Oh,
money,
yeah.
but make a motion that this can go to the printers.
Right.
Okay.
I would make a motion to approve that the Blair Township Newsletter goes to print.
I'll support it.
It's been moved and supported that the Blair Township Newsletter be sent to print. Any further discussion? That was good. Roll call?
Sights,
Yes.
Wolfgang,
Yes.
Campbell,
Yes.
Fitzpatrick,
Yes.
Flannery.
Yes. Extended public input. Brad's here. Our county commissioner is here.
Thanks. Garfield had a long consent calendar, and of course, quite a bit of it got pulled off tonight, so. One thing on your newsletter, I think it's a good idea. Have you guys ever looked at Garfield's newsletter? They send it out every summer and winter taxes. So it's in the same envelope, so it saves postage. Just an idea, but.
We used
We
to
used
do
to.
that, but
Okay.
if people are like me, that just throw it in the filing cabinet,
Yeah,
you know, we figured that out with, when there was a survey thing put in there.
Yeah, and that was the feedback we received, was people didn't like it in their tax envelope. Because a lot of people don't even open their taxes because their mortgage company just pays them, and so they were missing out
Or
on it.
renters.
So renters don't get it, yeah.
it's a good idea. I mean, I know just living in Garfield that they do send out some important information with the phone numbers and the dates of elections or cleanups or, so it is a really good idea. so.
Renters don't get the tax envelope, so,
That's true.
right.
So, anyway, Brad Jewett, Grand Rapids County Board of Commissioners. Don't have a whole lot for you tonight, but it's been a while since I've been here too, so. This last week, we did have a discussion regarding mental health in the jail. And irregardless of what's been printed in the news media, the jail is still providing mental health services. We do not have the 2 extra people that we contracted with at one point in time right now because there's a disagreement on the contract, but they are providing the services and everything, and they're looking at new ways to provide those services and everything. So I just wanted to put out there that we're providing them, we never discontinued them as what's been printed recently. This last week, we also had a presentation from Supervisor Ron Lemko at Long Lake about taking over Twin Lakes Park. There was no decision made there. In fact, we've instructed staff to gather more information for us and everything on that. And I'm only bringing that up here because we know people from all over use all of our parks and everything. They're not just township residents and everything. So that is something that we'll be looking at again here in the near future. So if you guys have any kind of input or comment about that, I'd definitely like to hear, so.
I would take one of your parks and then $50,000 a year for the next 4 years.
Well, that,
Upgrade it.
that was one of my questions. I mean, something like that, it almost looks like we're paying them to take it.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's something that we gotta work out if we're gonna move forward and everything, so.
County residents use Blair Township parks, maybe Blair needs to be compensated by the county to take care of the rest of the residents.
Yeah. So anyway, it's gonna be a big discussion. I don't think the next time we have information, it's actually gonna be decided then either. But that is something we're looking at and everything, and if they can hold it to our standards or better, you know, which I would hope it'd be better, then it might be a good move too, so. But there's a lot of details and a lot of working parts in that deal and everything, so we gotta look it over more in depth instead of just all of a sudden get thrown on our laps and everything, so. This last week, we did approve, the new rates, for the health department and soil erosion for 2022, and surprisingly, we had a whole page, probably page and a half of rates and what they're charged for various permits and different things like that. And I was really surprised that probably 2/3 of them didn't change any of their rates and everything for this year. So it's nice to kind of hold them rates where they're at. We did also approve bargaining agreements with the 6th District Court, Commission on Aging, Central Dispatch Supervisors, and the Corrections Group. So their contracts are settled for the time being. And this last meeting, I was elected as vice chair for this year. And one more thing, I did actually file today to run again, and but my district has changed. It was 3, or currently is 3, but will be District 4, which still encompasses the same portion of Blair that I've always had too. So
Is there an additional area?
there's 2 additional areas because there's going to be 2 more districts, 8 and 9, and the numbers are all over. So you'd really have to look at the map and everything to see where it's at. I know for my new district, I lost a little portion of the city and everything down in the Garfield part there and everything, so they've all changed. Rob, our chairman, Rob Henschel did announce that he is not going to run against Daryl Nelson this next time, so.
Has anybody else announced what they're doing or not doing?
Wayne Schmidt did
Yep, I
put
saw
his
that.
name in for District 7, I believe that is, and stuff, which does encompass part of the city and the peninsula.
Yep.
And as of today, from what the clerk told me, myself and Wayne were the only two that actually have turned in applications, so.
And when's your deadline?
April 19th, I believe. So it's right on that third week of April. I think it's the
Yeah.
19th, so. But that's all I have on my report. And you guys have any questions or comments or anything? Thanks for dragging the meeting out so I could make it and everything. But like always, my contact information is on the county website. If anybody's got any questions or comments, email me, call me, whatever the case may be. Thank you for your time and Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New
Thanks,
Year.
Brad.
Same to you.
I'll hang out for a few minutes in case anybody's got anything.
Okay.
Thanks.
Any other extended public input?
I just wanted to add, the MTA had an ARPA funds webinar today, and they changed the revenue loss area. So now, as long as you're collecting under 10 million, you can go under that revenue loss and put all your funds under that revenue loss, which means then it opens it up to whatever. You can use it on roads, you can use it on water, you can use it on, anything that's a legal expenditure in Michigan. So, like, officials can't get bonuses because that's not illegal in Michigan. You can't, I know on one of our wish lists, we wanted, to help out somebody in the community or 10 people in the community. That, again, is not a legal expenditure for public funds, so through the state. So you have to go by the state laws, but it opens it up to a much broader, now it's not just water and that, you can use it in a much broader way. That was very informative.
Any other extended input? Make a motion, we adjourn. 7:44. 6:44.
That's a good one, eh?